see much in terms of the strategy. You're seeing a lot more about how these teams can abuse like certain gaps, how these teams can fire upon each other. And Doug, look at what is happening in the middle of the map.
We got, oh Jesus. We got Sentinels on defense, we got Crew on attack. We're about to see 8-person duel.
Here we go, guys. Round 1, and they're clashing.
Freaking 4v4. Tens already proc, already killed. Looking for the second. Saucy's close by. See the frenzies erupt. And somehow through all of the noise, it
Damn,
ends
they
2v1.
carried on going forwards in the
The
2v3.
thing just ignored its targets. Went to go kill Pancata. It's his teammate. They're flipping.
They have to know, right?
Ball
Given
has
where
lost
it's
his
landed,
mind.
Given their positioning. Perhaps a suspicion.
I think he must have broken the trip. That's why they're so confident about that. Which
Yep.
gun do you go for?
Yeah, he had a real selection there.
Too. Cage going up.
Double face.
But they're so close too. Oh, he's gotten it.
Oh,
Gotten him
one bullet.
isolated, but he's out of bullets.
Holy hell, there was a chance
And
there.
out of HP. Crew
So
get the
it was
pistol.
looking nice, and then a little bit of an extra push to try and get that other kill.
Let's
Nicely
turn
done
this
from
into an ARAM
Davies.
match. Just run down
We'll give
mid
him
every
that.
round.
But yeah, in the 3v2, I think they just kind of just take what they're given. Got the advantage here. Once they got this kill and they had the nades to cover them, make sure there's no extra swing, I think you just go back. I think Zek can really send it.
Just chaos. Yeah, we're in for a treat.
Okay, in terms of how they're buying up, we've got 4 rifles, 1 pistol. So they're allowed 1 death, and everyone's here.
It's gonna work.
Oh my goodness, and that's a gun down if they want it. We go for a 5-person duel. Keep an eye on Viper taking a lot of space once they saw them all come up on the minimap.
Trying to get into pipes before the team arrives.
Try to cut off some of these rotations.
He's gonna hear it. He's gonna hear 5 footsteps.
Smoked off, but he has a
It's his
bulldog.
team smoke.
Well, 10 footsteps, right? 1 close by. Choosing not to flash. Now the spam erupting through the
Yeah,
smoke.
good to get out of there before he gives them a gun.
Iceman down. What more can they find? Smoke just delaying things for now.
I mean, that orb going back up there too.
They've got layers to this stuff.
This is, they're gonna die to the spike. Not look for any more kills except for 10s.
Reasonably looking for another.
I just feel like the call right there from Marv and Pancata and everybody who's alive is like, let's just make sure we die to the spike. Don't go for kills. No, 10s is just shooting. He's like, no, I want to. Look at the discipline for the 2 Brazilians.
Hey, most side of the spike, just as requested.
Okay, surely
Right,
all 5 players don't go to the same side.
we get into the real meat of it now with the fire rounds.
Remember, we're only 2 rounds in, but this is a map. Yes, it's because it wasn't in the rotation the entire time, but there were 2-3 weeks where
With
both
the
teams
pistol
avoided
that
this
they
map.
lost, they
didn't
actually
want it.
buy
First rep
a
for both.
Spectre into it, which is kind of
Double
interesting.
duelist setup, you
They
can
had a chance
usually have one
to,
control on
had
both
a chance
sides,
to
and then one of
buy
the duelists
a
floats
rifle,
while the Ray stays ahead.
but they decided to go for this.
We're gonna challenge in bathroom now. A spread default out of Crew.
Yeah, kind of. They have 3 torch showers. Sentinels have 3 close by here as well. It's just in bunches.
Wow, 3 clear down short again is crazy.
It's aggressive.
And he wants it.
This is so
Actually, he's
aggro.
gonna
Oh,
Jesus.
nice response from 10s.
It's
Avoiding
really
disaster.
aggro, taking a lot of
May
map
as well
control with
bring them
this.
out of bathroom too. You could've
Forces them
seen the
back.
reaction
It's
in
kind of
there, which,
nice.
Given the information that Shetty saw,
Hato VC 2 months. Sorry, Hato VC 3 months. Thank you for the tier 1. Appreciate it, mate. Thank you for doing that. And Erikaza with the prime 5 months.
Smoke out of Marv too. That flash spotting.
Well, he knows
nothing
Crew's
down low
gone
right
broke
now
to
is a
Premier
big
team.
indicator. That
Thank you
flash
so much
also
for the
spots
5
they're
months.
walking
Thank you so
up
much for the
sand.
3
If you get
months.
the timing
Appreciate you
right, it's
both.
perfect. So right now, Zekin and Tens, who just wanted to rotate a second ago, now can stay.
There's a confirmation too on that flash. Saucy just used the second one into sand. So off of that, they're starting to creep back towards A. The
Ooh,
Brimstone
it's a nice
down,
flash to force them
confirmed
off.
the
Marv's kind of
suspicion.
in
Marv,
a...
the first one to take one down.
Marv's kind of on an island,
Crew
but
still haven't
looking
really
right.
gotten out. They
Dude,
haven't really
I
found
think
their
the calls
footing.
come in for them
They
to
can't
save.
here. I mean, they have bonus weapons.
Davies with a
But
big one.
it's like...
They're locked out of bathroom. That's where the spike is right now. 20 seconds. They gotta get out.
Davies needs to find a little bit more pressure here. Apply some presence to alleviate the pressure. showers.
Still
and
decent
just a bit late.
damage.
And Zekin's reposition just...
Yeah, you can still go
Now
for some
Crawford,
more
he
here.
has to run to get the spike. I don't think you can get the shot off.
Ooh.
It's a
Okay,
valiant
not
effort,
too
but
bad. I
Sandals
tell you
on
what,
board.
Crew should honestly be fine with this. Getting 3 kills, making
The
sure 3 people
information
have to rebuy,
gathering
and then that just means that
was
this is
so
going to be a
good.
big swing
I
round.
think
So
something that
they
you
did
can
enough
tell
damage to make this round
happens a lot
important.
when you have a team
J-Dog
that's
was
kinda
taken.
bugging it out versus a
6
team that is
months.
trying to go for
Thank
some
you, mate.
defaults and
Half
stuff
a
like
year
that.
in the Slug
Those,
Club.
on Bind a lot,
Thank
it's
you for using your Prime on me,
1-1-3s or
mate.
3-1-1s
Thank you,
or
thank you.
something similar, where a majority of the team, there's always a weak side. So Sentinel's just walking down, isolating Asheti. That's going to happen a lot. You can tell that's a main factor in their game
Right,
plan.
like we said, big rounds.
It's for their duelists to call walkdowns.
8 people that can't buy next.
Or at least close by. Meanwhile, Dueling Flash is traded towards B.
It just broke the cam, and I think actually... Davies, as the Cypher player, is able to control so
Wow,
much
this is
more than
interesting.
regular.
They
Just
go to
having a
showers, they
Sentinel
see the
this time.
Cypher here, they
Obviously,
break the
Sentinel's
cam, they
flanking
imagine
that
it's a
in their
4-1
composition.
once they see the camera, and they heavy
mean,
rotate to bring 4
The amount of
people
times
over
I've seen that
towards
this
this.
game,
Yep.
So that's kind of
the amount of
interesting.
times I've seen that this split is ridiculous.
Yeah, a bit of a nuts kill, I'm not gonna lie.
Crew with plenty of options and a little over a minute to decide
They take
how
down
they want this round to end.
They take down Sassy as well, and this is just their person that finds information, right? This is the
Also
person
1
they
point
want
away
to
from
flash
orbital
these kind of
strike.
areas and make sure they can stack the sites with
Saucy
3.
Dawn, it's a
And in a
lot harder to
4v5,
react. You
like
don't have
that's the
information from
person that you
flashes,
really
you
want to
also
live,
don't
because you
have
want to be
any
able to
tools
flash
to
this and go,
actually
okay, looks
fight.
like they go in B, and you can stack B
you
here.
honestly
So
have to give
what
up
Crew have
a
actually
lot
done
of
against
space.
this, knowing that they killed the person that's going to
Neither
give them
of the
info,
B-side
it's so
extremities are
good.
being held
It's
right
so,
now.
so smart that they just cut sound,
Kata's
they
lining
act
up
like
for
they could have
A,
gone anywhere on the map,
which is
and create the question
where
marks,
Zekin is rotating to.
and literally just don't move anywhere.
Does not to use it.
Wait for them to try and do something and now hit the site, knowing most likely it's going to be a 2-2.
I don't think he saw him tuck in that corner.
No.
He could be spammed completely.
You know,
Rotate
Flash
comes in, they hear the
difficult,
TP.
but there it
Keep an
is.
eye on the time.
Takata from behind the box gets 2.
Oh,
This is going to be another round for Sentinels.
damn, okay, yeah, it
Once
didn't
again,
have the best
Spike
burst over
sitting
towards
well out of
B.
Davies' reach.
Although I
I don't
liked
know
the
how Marv gets there in time there.
although I liked the
That
actual
Molly just did so much work
cutting
on
a
his own.
sound,
Kaznet was out by
they did
himself,
all just try to hit from the same direction.
but nobody else had a crew able to get out, and Davies not
And it
regrouping
was
with the
kind
team,
of,
looking to go for a lurk late in the
Kind of
round.
just a pass and waiting for a
Because of that
reaction
man
as well with
advantage.
4.
Off the initial pick from Klaus.
Yeah, I liked everything up until like the last 40
And
seconds
that's
when they
a
actually
huge
hit the
round for
site.
Sentinels to win because they were low money. After that anti-bonus, they only had 2 survive there. Losing this one would have forced them to eco. Now it's the opposite situation.
A little bit cold plat if you look at just the first map, I
One
guess.
Vandal for Crew in the hands of Kesnet.
Still a little bit too early to kind of
Pistols
talk about
otherwise
anyone's
for the
fragging.
attacking side.
Okay, instant flash
This
over
feels
towards
like the
here. They
first
hear
time
nothing.
Sentinels don't send
So
a big
going to be very
bunch,
confident to
they
keep
deny
3
space.
people over here. Crew going for another
Bit more
3-person
spread out,
take
Marv.
of showers.
Trying to deny some of the orb. I mean, you have Asheti who's one point away from ult too. It's actually going to go over to Kesnet.
It's so interesting the difference in meta since the last time Bind was here because of that available teleport wall that goes from
There's a
B
lot of
to cover
people that are
bathrooms
close
or
to the
outside
ult
of
for this one.
showers. That's where people are focused on, and you don't have any Viper support except for the one-way. Actually, is there even a one-way? Probably not.
2 drills at once. The Observer
Great
gets
kill on
unlucky.
short.
And that was the rifle, but it's picked up by Asheti, who's instantly taking damage. Down to
Whoa.
70 HP. Klaus trying to make a play by himself, and he cannot.
Ambitious. Just incredibly ambitious.
Yeah. Flashing through the smoke, and
Seeker's also giving up the position right now. Saucy popped it in spawn. And
30
went all
seconds
the way
left.
towards A.
they have 2 rifles here. But still a
Player
2v4.
standing.
Spike's down in bathroom too. Not
Damn,
only do they have
nicely
to
done.
fight for it, but they have to then
Nicely
backstep,
done
like,
from Marved.
spending
They
so much
kept,
time.
yeah, I mean, this was good.
That trade down short as well. Zekin and Tens had such a nice crossfire on Kesnet trying to come up. Top truck there and Tens as well. Top dice or triple.
Sky's out. Spike spotted. And 1 enemy remaining.
Just essentially baiting for Zekin in that case. The interesting part about that Viper wall thing that I was talking about. Oh, there's going to be a walk down short again. Excuse me.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, actually Satchel with ult maybe. Off of contact with tens.
He's abusing their wall.
Yeah, nicely done. This
The
was
gap
sick.
that's left in the wall on the attacking side. Tens
Yeah.
just fills into the space.
And again,
gets a
this
kill and
wall,
gets
the
out.
idea behind this wall is
And
that
again,
you
isolating
you have
that
to
one
create
in the
pressure,
default
but you
crew.
create pressure on top of this as well,
So early in the round,
looking
you're
over
losing
towards the
Cypher.
site.
And that
So I
left
like
threat
the
is
fact that
gone.
Tens used that against them.
Satchel out.
Oh, I like that.
Whoa!
Looking for a deep one.
Respect.
I like it.
Almost connected.
It's
They
pretty
have
cool.
not, I mean, they have no map control. It's very hard for
See the
Crew to win
response,
this.
second out.
Much closer, much more accurate, much more painful.
They don't let them
Crew once
plant.
again left into position. I believe this is his third round, maybe fourth round in a row now where
Nicely
members
done from
die.
Zekken.
Spike is out of reach of the ones who remain
Yeah, I'm a
for Crew.
little bit worried for Crew in some of these rounds. Doesn't look great.
And the decisiveness of second there on that raise is just so nice. And as well, tens. I mean,
It feels like, at the moment,
when those two
if
are playing
Crew
like
don't
this,
get a
Smart's
kill,
job is easy at this
taking
point.
map control here and
Tens is on
here,
3 first kills already
do they kind of struggle?
out of 7 rounds.
We'll see. This was
Zeken's
maybe a bit
up
unfair
there,
because they lost this
7-3 for
duel
him.
here.
It's ridiculous. It's low-key
They
kind
go
of
down
what
to
you wanted
eco.
see at the beginning of the season from these guys when they were running the double duelist so often. Back both at the Ludwig Tarek event and some of the maps on lock-in.
Flash got stuck behind here, but they wanted to push out and get info. 3-person push.
I mean, they're getting so much freedom.
Yeah, they are, and I think
Okay,
it's
with that info, they
primarily
fall all the way
maybe
back
just bully.
and
That guy
push
never had a
into
chance.
site as well. So
Yeah,
trade
it was
in.
nice trading
That's
with the Sheriff,
nice.
but
They've given up the
There is
site
a gun
because
there, but I have
again,
no
remember
idea
the round that
that they're not
Crew
holding
won,
it.
Shetty just dove straight up
Give me
in
this
the
duel
fight.
over towards
now note
spawn.
here,
It's pretty
Tens died, he
important.
lost the weapon,
I
but
like
it
that.
doesn't
Who's
seem
this?
like Crew
This
are in a
Sassy
position to
again?
go back and scoop it up.
Yeah, good util from
Oh,
Sassy.
absolutely not. He's his own vulnerable right now.
Damn, he played this really well. Just super
And that
patient.
flash has got to be good to be able to hit both. None left. Just gonna wait things out. That orbital strike is
Yeah,
gonna
I love
hurt.
this from
That's
Sassy.
gonna hurt.
Whoa. That's so
One enemy
big.
remaining.
I mean,
Love
you
this from
waited
Sassy again. Just
patiently.
realizing that
That's
it's not
not
his
his
job
target,
to
but that's it.
actually
Oh, it
play
is
this.
actually.
Not his job to make a move here.
That hit,
And Brim
Not
ult.
time.
With
Damn,
the shorty.
he.
Remaining.
that's a kill onto one.
He's getting decayed.
You're
Yeah, there's no time.
you're
Pankata has no
absolutely
time.
Damn,
right.
okay, they managed to win this round.
Unreal.
Yeah, maybe the other people went a little bit too slow on
fast
this.
flip from Crew is working so well, and Sentinels just can't get a grasp on that. When they're playing so aggressively, it's something that you have to be prepared for. And unfortunately, Sassy, who is, by the way,
What would you
the
need to
1v2
see from someone to
in
tell them
spawn
it's
for so
okay
long,
to drop
had
out
no
from
help.
school to go pro? I wouldn't recommend
from
it
the
because
side.
you have to have something to fall back on. Most pro people are done by the age of 30, so I definitely wouldn't recommend that one.
Adam feeling good, Crew feeling good as they
It's a very short career. You need to have some kind of backup or some kind of plan. So yeah, I don't recommend that one.
Short or long here.
Flash confirming
You
where
got
they
like
are.
what, Angel?
He's got the dash proc.
Who else is it?
That Trailblazer.
Jesse
should
Vash.
Play spoiler.
If you're just looking at this game.
Gets over the molly.
Nice
Stays
movement.
alive.
A lot spent.
Sab
Tens out
Mo
that
Maya
position.
High. Welcome, dude. 3 months in the
Just
Slug
sparked
Club.
the
Thank
dash
you
out of him.
for using your prime on me.
I mean, crazy position for
Thank you
Zach.
very much.
He has to fight on both sides of this wall, too.
The thing, it's this.
Nice.
I've got your trail.
Nate is going behind them right now, but it does split up the hit, so only 2 players from Crew up. They're going to go for it again.
He's scaling so far up.
Ooh.
And he gets a kill on the second.
And it's the first time they've kind of been able to
pre-firing.
actually take control, get a
Tens
plant,
has arrived with the
and
Ogres up in
comfortably
heaven.
have 2 bits of map control.
This is the big problem.
This is by
Retaking
far
is
their
so
best
frequent
rounds.
on bind. This is the big problem with
Keep an
running
eye on
check.
the luck
Not
behind.
all
There
this
is a
map,
trip
and
here.
often on this map too, but the players making it work through lamps.
Well, that
And Tens also,
crumbled real fast.
with the pressure applied, able to easily pick out.
Meltzer left all on his lonesome. And he
Okay,
can't
nicely
do anything
done.
with it.
Yeah, Crew don't look super comfortable in these after plants or just... I mean, honestly, they don't look that comfortable on the map at
One
all.
more pip going over in the hands of Marv as Sentinels take a 2-round lead.
And with the op in hands of Tens.
Frankie
too,
Mulder, thank you so much,
it
chat.
does
New
enable
member.
some more aggressive
New member of the Slug
lines,
Club.
which is crazy to say given the fact that Sentinels has been so aggressive already. That is
Yeah.
nasty from our
So those two are... Oh, man.
just easily clearing out shorties of
see.
lamps. That's not easy to do.
Looks like there's a lot of work to be done here. For
Especially
Crew.
there was no trailblazer.
Frankie,
there
mate,
was
thank
nothing
you.
really
New
for
member of the
them to
Slug
go.
Club
They were just
with the
trying.
Prime.
And they
Appreciate
forced
that.
Nico out of Crew again.
Kesnet gets the judge out. We've got a double satchel, maybe something. Aggro, maybe the classic. Just get him into lamps and wait for them to push. Flash goes in again, doesn't hit. So that's the cue for these two to go aggro. A lot of information once again. The Sky is looking like the most broken agent in the world when you kind of play how Crew are playing at the moment.
Into lamps where Judge is waiting.
And remember, Marv and Sassy cleared this easily last time, but this time a Judge instead of the shorties.
Okay, this isn't too bad. Cypher's holding for this flank as well, and I think he had the updraft over the...
Updraft of 10s. They heard it though.
Davies looking to challenge. That should have been the room for him to punish. And now they understand where he is. They're mauling him off. He's eating all of that damage. Swings out, gets cleaned up by the Phantom after all. Still a little messy there, but that's all right.
And it's crazy. Kesnet, I mean, he just came in from the backside there. Yep. Kesnet saw no action until he has to fall off on the regular angle.
Maybe Crew need a pause or something.
And these flanks are getting abused. It's funny because I was thinking, coming into this, looking at the comps, Sentinels are going to be the ones who have to deal with that. They have to deal with the aggression constantly, the flanks constantly. But Crew is getting eaten apart on these extremities.
Yeah, I really want to see them. If they want to hit over towards here, I want to see them. They were doing at one point like a 1-1-3.
Down 3 rounds here.
But the one was playing like too far back, so they were still getting information, so the one wasn't really doing anything.
Because time's updraft's over, they hear him, they're setting up a trap for him, he goes for the shot, and instantly that tripwire gets broken because it's so close to where Tens is looking for the pick.
Yeah, pretty much that. Pretty much what Bacon's saying, like even though they have a Cypher, they keep getting flanked, but it's because the flash is going out, it's hitting no one, and they're just playing the most... I mean, I don't want to call it ranked, but it's very similar to ranked in terms of just, we're going to this site, let's take a bit of map control. We got the map control, now let's try and hit the site. There's no like pressure on the map. Like when do we try and see them take like Hookah and then actually go back? Like it hasn't really happened.
That's what you want out of your stars.
I mean, the rest of the three are very passive when it comes to those first duels. They never want to die first.
Right.
Because they've been trained. Because so many of them, I mean, Sassy played the Initiator for so long, he was the king of KD, king of staying alive. Then, obviously, Pancada and Marv both play the controllers. Marv was more aggressive than anybody. But the Brim here is so important to keep alive. And also, he's not looking for those lurks himself. He's not the playmaker that you see when he's playing on that attack side.
Right. But he's still somehow 11-4. He's still somehow top fragging for his team.
Yeah, he's cleanup, man.
Okay. This looks a lot better. Where's this been from the start? Okay, Molly's going to land here. They're going to actually fight over towards long. It's going to be nice and early. They're going to create the question mark there, and then we'll see what we do with that. Molly lands. They are very far back to capitalize on this Molly.
Tens either peeking on this tight angle or getting away once he's been flushed out of the angle he's currently in, but it's a little bit delayed here, so that Molly's not going to do very much right now at all.
And they don't even really try to challenge.
Okay, they still have a small window where they owned it because the flash hit them just as they were falling back. So they got like a 10-20 second window now where A's going to pretty much have two people on for a while.
Before regrouping, and here's the regroup. Second has his ult though, but Brimble, he's still in laps.
He doesn't take a single tick of damage. Flushed out.
Does have his ult if he wants to send it.
He can ult over top of this whenever there's the plant.
And there it is.
And stays alive, 9 HP, and Tens gets a kill on top of it. They go for a plant here. Jesus, that shot was crazy.
Alright, surely we get to look at that one again.
Oh, I'm so glad he's back. This guy is insane. For as much crap as he gets, he is one of the most, I mean, just raw talent out of 10s. Every time I cast his games, there's a moment where I'm just speechless.
Chat, someone clip it.
Yep.
Someone clip it, I'll replay for us.
Alright, we're not going to get to look at that one again. All good, though. It'll be on Twitter. It's the same default setup out from Crew, using the Viper wall, going...
They have the timing to spam.
Straight up. I mean, he has exits, too. He does have one satchel.
Remember, there's been instances where he wants to... Oh, never mind. He realizes they're so close.
Okay, low buy again.
And that's the cue to bust out
Similar thing, just getting in towards slams.
He's got ult here too. I mean, this is going to be devastating from Crew.
Yeah.
Blinded.
4 pistols.
Spam.
Just barely missing. Did some damage though. Class with 62 HP left. Zekken's really patient.
This is the first time I've seen them hold like the OP pause. They don't have the guns for it, but
Is he going to get rewarded?
Tritoon, thank you so much, mate.
Try to funnel him in.
Nicely handled on this one.
The long-awaited shorty kill.
Nicely handled.
I mean, the build.
Yeah, Tritoon 9 months. Thank you, thank you. Appreciate it.
Payoff, though. There's payoff.
Hunter, thank you for clipping this. Desp, thank you for clipping this as well. And Zekken's gonna get the defuse. Chat, flashbang, look away. 3, 2, 1.
A flawless round for Sentinels. And really, I mean, a couple little things notwithstanding, it feels like a flawless half for Sentinels, too.
Yeah.
Let's check it out. Here it
Outside the
comes.
pistol. And the rounds where they're able to flip the sight.
Jesus.
And the truth is, that pistol that you were just mentioning, remember, it was a 4v4 in short. It was
Let's,
kinda
It almost
gone
worked.
either way.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Damn, it's a nice shot.
And I need to remind, not only do they have to go pretty clean in terms of maps.
Even in 0.5 it looked real fast.
That Viper wall, but it did get adjusted like you said. Not only do they have to go flawless in maps, but they also have to have a good round differential in order to win out tiebreakers if they could even make it past this team here, Crew, and next week's Furia.
I'll tell you what though, I'm like Sentinels,
Yep, look at the
although I
pitch.
think Crew are playing this a little bit wrong. Sentinels are doing great though, like they're so proactive. I think Sassy's been incredible with a lot of his util. Like it's been a very nice half from them. They've been very aggressive. And maybe that cost them like the pistol, but the amount of rounds that it's actually won them really outweighs it.
Back to spawn? No. I think it's just the op.
He dodged it? Excuse me? Goodbye.
Oh,
Oh,
Close. 35 HP.
Tenz is starting to get activated out of spawn right now. He's just walking out. They didn't peek him in elbow.
Fire in the hole. Last player
It's a key for the swing, and Zekken dies.
Last round 2 has to pop it.
Yep. It's just doing such a good job at buying time, too, buying some space, and
okay.
I don't think you're going to
Insanely
get a
good
raise much
half from
easier than that.
Sentinels. Losing the pistol, getting 8 rounds, it's outrageous.
Well, take a look at that one more time. I mean, seriously. He had been bit by the Trailblazer. There was a nade in his lap, and he still manages to get 2.
I think the big thing there, though, he was playing passive in that. And so they're falling away from that sand crunch.
Yeah, it's very well done. Either way, an 8-4 half for Sentinels. We're going to throw it down to Josh one more time, dangerously. This time he's at the Telestrator, though. How much trouble could he possibly cause?
Yeah, it's true, Beckham.
There's no trouble. There's no trouble whatsoever. Thank you, Doug. Appreciate it. Let's take a look at round 4 here. And I'm going to be illustrating the way in which Sentinels is playing loose, and it's just ended up being too much for Crew. So to start things off, let's have a look at the minimap over here, and you can see that what's going on is Crew are looking to go for a B long push. They're pushing in here. There's currently 4 players over on the B side, but that is all going to change. So we're going to run this play out. And you see that what happens is they come up, they get this kill onto Sassy. It's through a smoke. What's going on
This is a good
there,
round to
then?
talk about.
So they end up getting a nade, and they back up a little bit. Things settle down. Now, crucially, what you may have just noticed is that Tenz spotted these players retreating. He got a look at that, and he's on a decent line to be able to give his team consistent info. Instead of doing that, though, he decides to rotate. That's a perfectly fine decision to go for. But as we move things forward and speed stuff up, you can see that what that does is it actually means Sentinels don't have the information anymore towards B long. And if we pause things at about the 45-second mark here, what you'll notice is Zekken decides to use his boombot to re-clear B long. So this is an important piece of informational tool for the defenders because it lets them know if people are still there, if they're going for a re-hit. That does not see anything, and that means that it's going to inform all sorts of rotates happening. We take a look at the minimap again, and these people are going for a re-hit because they know that they've got bad info. These players are going for the rotate. Things are happening here, and yet at the 30-second mark, for whatever reason, these players start to come back. Obviously, these players are on the re-hit, right? Crew are going for this as their strat. But if you take a look at the minimap, Zekken had just decided to turn things around. Don't worry, we'll take a look at the minimap in a second. Zekken had just decided to turn things around and come back to the site. Later on, Tenz comes through hookah, he goes for a dash onto site, Pancada throws out a molly, and they completely destroy this hit. They're playing fluid, they're rotating, they're finding their options to be able to go from site to site, and it has just ended up being overwhelming. will send things back into the next half where the double duelist should go even better.
A terrifying prospect, too, if you consider the fact that Sentinels are already up 4 rounds leading into the second half with the map lead ball.
Yeah. I mean, they have such, you can tell they have a good understanding of how to counter out the basic stuff that Crew were throwing on the attack side.
Okay.
And Josh is alluding to the fact that they're now on this attack side themselves, so that double dive is going to be so crazy.
In terms of pistols altogether, it's been 2-1 for us.
Very
For
similar
this
wall
map,
to what
we've got
we saw in
a
the first half.
0-1 if
From
we're looking at
this time
Sentinels fast.
from Pencata. What is that trip?
How did that not break?
Yeah.
Oh, that was Kesnit's nade.
Oh, that'll be why. There's a nade that we were looking for. Pushing Davies off the site. Trying to create some of that space. This Pencata is able to get one, but Melser's been able to hold things back quite nicely until falling.
Still 3v3, Kesnit does have
Does
backside control still.
Kesnet... Okay.
Sentinels looks like
Dude,
they
these
wanna
two
go
are
for
pushing
flash
through.
out
Comes the
once he
flash.
comes
Pretty
back
nice.
up.
Does his team save him?
Player standing.
What
That's
the
a
hell? We got
frenzy from a
2?
distance. Very well done. But still much to do here. Klaus, that was winnable.
Okay, nicely done. How did Sassy get the second one here with Frenzy?
Getting another one. Is that all 4 pistols? Oh no, 3 or 4?
Yeah, Crew won the first one on this map, so 3 out of 4.
Yeah, it's 3-1 in terms of pistols. Very nice. Felt like Crew needed this.
And this one I
Could
feel like
be,
the gun rounds have gone
yeah, this could be insanely
way
clean.
better for Sentinels too, despite what was happening on Lotus. There, that flash out from Sassy so good to continue the sense of pressure onto the back of sight, especially because Kesnit was alone back sight for so long.
It's just so, I mean, with the changes to the site, it's so
Oh, for sure,
miserable to
Polo.
try to hold back
Like,
sight
for
by
sure.
itself. There really is
I mean, I think
nowhere
it's
to
happened
play.
already.
Also, credit to them to group up that fast, because that call from Sassy was 2 seconds, my flash is back up, and they
Yep.
both were there.
Going back to that decisiveness that we've seen from Sentinels that Josh was talking about, that you've talked about as well. Tenz's Carp was way forward with the Marshall. Marv has a rifle. Zekin does too.
No push on this side of the map, though. Allows Sentinels to start to regroup right now. Wall comes down too. Pencata clearing bathroom.
Oh,
Timing on that.
And Melzer is
Oh,
the
no, it
one who
wasn't.
can peek here. He's
Oh my
ended up
goodness.
doing it.
close. Yep. Oh, he hit him.
Jesus.
Here's the flash too. They just cycled the wall, the orb. They're through on the A site, and there's nobody here for this plant. It's open plant too.
Sazi's gonna be the first close by. Kata with a little spam.
Yeah. I think we might see no kills here. Are they just going to stay strong or are they going to rush into this?
And it's just gonna be very similar to what we saw previously. where
Oh,
it
they're
just looks
rushing
like
in. Okay.
they're attempting to force
Chance
something,
to
but
stack up some orbs
likely will
there.
all meet their demise. Klaus has upgraded a weapon, but
Yeah. And the open plant allows Tens to play so far back too. The players in bathroom have a chance to swing that.
Still got it.
Yeah, you do, Mard. We know.
One enemy remaining.
They lost
This is
2
interesting.
rifles.
Can they get both of the rifles out there? Yes, they can.
And
Nice nice rifle
not actually
retrieval.
able to
They managed to
recover
go and get the rifles and get out of there
Those
through the TP.
bulldogs.
I kind of liked how Crew
That's
played
not
that
the
once they had
cleanest sense how you
the
done.
once
But
they
I don't
had
think
the
they cared too
actual
much.
gun,
Nope.
just trying to stick in there and make sure they actually lose one of
this
the
one doesn't have
rifles.
to be pretty.
But yeah, they did well to
Just
kind
has
of
to get in there,
retrieval
and
mission
That's
it.
exactly what that does.
I mean, who knows? It might actually have to be pretty for them to make a playoff run. That's what we're talking about. It's not just this series. At this point, we have a pretty good grasp of what the path has to be.
Get through Crew, win this series, win next week as well. So they know what's before them. It's all about executing.
That's all
now.
for Melsa.
Out of all the teams who have a chance still at playoffs, Sentinels has the least possibility. 6%
Interesting. They
of
do a
all
bit
the
more of a
outcomes.
passive. They have their own lineup for this molly, and it's like a
So it
it's
would
a more
be a miracle
passive
run
one
for
that
them.
really heavy leaks over towards the right side of
Miracle will
long.
have to start here. Remember, we saw a 10-4 lead in the previous map that ended out going to OT. Sentinel's looking for a much closer.
Got double kill trips on site.
clearer,
Good
close
bit of
things.
info from the camera as well. Oh my goodness.
Where did Hero at?
He
They're
actually
waiting for it.
tagged
I
him
wonder if
there
there's a
really early
comeback.
on.
This orbital strike could be problematic.
Oh my god, this nice ult. Forced one of them into the open, but Zekin still managed to get a kill. Okay, this was a perfectly timed Brim ult.
Machete.
Nicely done.
They TP'd on the other side too.
Yeah.
They completely flipped it. Kesnit's here.
Yeah, he's already ahead of it, man. He was halfway across the map when the teleporter went off. So he
Big
knew
Joe.
where the play was going.
Okay, get the spike. He just got it. And the Vandal
30
too.
seconds
30
left.
seconds to pivot. What a chaotic round.
The fact that they're able to reset this is insane.
I'm surprised that Klaus is staying.
I like
He doesn't actually know because
Kesnit's
Pekka
reposition
did
here.
not TP. Whether or not he's flipped around.
Kesnit looking.
Timing that
That's
is
a big one. That's
ludicrous.
the spike.
That
That's
spike though, and he has
Down
nades.
A.
Back up.
Might just
guys,
want to
is
tank a
down?
little bit to nade
He
this.
didn't even pick it
Oh,
up.
Okay.
where is it?
Oh my goodness, boss man.
No time.
He had a
Nade.
shot at that.
Yeah, he did, but the nade was going to deny him the plan anyways. Shoot back, Kesnit. Come on, man.
You're gonna finish the song, yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's like Barla said. He would have been naded out anyway, so it didn't
Yeah,
matter.
man,
But
Kesnit was ahead of this the entire time.
Qu'un ennemi. Spike à terre au A.
5-round lead for Sentinels, but a timeout called by Crew. Also the last one.
Melon.
Big discussion on both sides now. It's 2 minutes of raw strat discussion. Let's spin the wheel, see what comes out, Sentinels.
Let's see what's different here. You see the buy for Crew. They've got a couple of Spectres, but rifles to work with around it.
Nope. There we go. So yeah, we
Seems
got
like they
4
may-
and 3
No, they're not set up to go super
in terms of
quick here.
people that can't buy next.
Maybe
Crew
like
look
a
like they're
double
going
snap
pretty
or
aggro.
something.
Again, flash down, maybe getting AWP.
Yeah.
You're
Flash
just used to seeing
down.
that from bots.
Yeah,
Yeah,
getting an
especially
AWP.
when you still do have that stim. But Marv's on the other
Klaus
side of
now
the map,
1
too.
away from his ult.
Volley lands,
In
though,
return, they
do
take
back stim
showers.
control. Much different approach.
And that's it.
You were seeing them fight a lot for long B. But you actually had Melzer throw out an early smoke. Deep long B, and they've left Davies alone here.
I have the spike.
So Sassy with control of showers. The spike picked back up. I mean, they have every single lane covered.
It looks like they're waiting for a
They
flash,
had sand,
and then they
have eyes on
wanted to
sand,
make
but
a
they had
call.
eyes on sand until just a moment ago. They're watching short.
But Klaus doesn't
Sench
want to
just
give
checked
away
on.
that he's over towards A. So there's no flash coming.
They can split this B. But Melzer's staring right at showers, which is where most of the numbers from Sentinels will be.
Dog goes in. That might give him good info.
Waiting for the smokes to drop. And there it is. An aid to flash to clear bench. You have a molly to
30
kind of
seconds
keep things
left.
back. Yeah, the nade is going to help too. They try to funnel their way out of showers and they get through, but they're beaten. They're battered for it.
Spike down A.
Spike
Wait.
down, Ashadi in a really
Yeah,
good
this
position here. He
is
has to try to make a play. You see him running
so
across,
doable. Oh my goodness.
trying to control the spam. He's got the spike. He's out.
14 seconds. The cam is up. The
He's
trips
fine,
are up.
right? It just depends if he hits this
So
trip or not.
repositioning is going to be difficult for Zekken after he gets the plant down, which he will do.
Does have a
Can he
nade.
play this? He still has an 8, and that's the ult.
Yeah, that's huge actually.
No satchels.
Oh, God.
Oh boy.
And he's blind. No help.
What a nightmare for him. Okay, nice
It's a
trips.
tragic way to go.
Yeah,
poor
you hate to see it.
Zekken,
A little bit
man.
unlucky with that one. Nicely done from Crew. This was the big round that actually
Truly
directs a
tragic.
lot of money, so this is good for them going forward.
Davies is going to finish off the defuse. Now 1 pip away from having his ult online.
Still, remember, Zekken got his on the last instances of that. Kesnadarian just continues to have some impact. And again there, Sentinels just goes after that bathroom control, but slow still. It was so long until they actually executed, and that's why Zekken has to make that mad dash. That's why he doesn't have time to take.
Low buy coming in, lot of ults for them if they want to try and use that.
Feels like we had this scoreline on Lotus too. It is a
Triple
fist
stinger.
fight.
Got a Guardian. Flash goes in again over towards long, doesn't hit anyone.
Once again, a little shower.
Doesn't feel confident to get the orb this time. Could have smoked or something and be hiding from his flash.
The buy's not great, but there is some investment in this. Just a little, just enough. The Kesnet with already 3 on the round. Has not been moved off of the angle up in heaven.
Player standing.
Nade 2 just
Damn, nice round from Kesnet. Oh boy. Sentinel's got a plant at least.
It smells just Molly. He would have died if that was Mars.
Exedi a little bit closer.
Suicide Molly?
A little bit closer to his ult here.
Flawless round out from Cruz.
Yeah,
They get to
5
7.
people surviving as well. It's very nice. Very, very nice.
No more doubts. We're ready.
We'll take a look at that one more time again. Kesnet was
It's ridiculous.
the main architect of that round.
How many times has Kesnet gotten 2 nades in these rounds? Oh, and the spam too. He's making Rays look like beta Rays right now, or they had 2 nades
Okay.
to start. It's crazy.
I remember the last
Close
time we
to
saw
a
Zekken in this
lot of
position.
ults at the
That was
moment
so
here.
short, Yep.
1 away.
Looking
Crew
to
still
save some
expecting
space and
something
perhaps
fast
get-
over
No, it's
towards
not for
B.
Picada, who's
It's
one
not
point
happening
away.
in terms of
They
this.
just
It's
wanna
fast
take
over
space.
towards Showers. This flash
This
was
flash
a
there, but
team
Melzer
flash. Maybe
doesn't want
needs a
any of
little
it
bit of
anyways.
practice. Only been playing together for a little bit, so I guess that's kind of fair.
Crew's been doing a good job rotating off of Davies' information. And also the proactiveness
Okay,
of Klaus
now this is all
jump
about
spotting down
when
below
does the
right
flash
now.
go in
Flash
towards
really
long, when does it
didn't
hit
spot
anyone,
anything.
and when do they get this
Still has
rotate? 'Cause at the
one in the
moment 2
Trailblazer
people are
too.
here.
And this time as well,
Looking
no
like
info on
Sentinels
A
don't want
allows them
anything to
be
do with it.
really
This flash
comfortable,
goes
especially
in,
given the last time they went for that back
and that's
control,
kind of
they went for an
perfect
A
because
hit.
it didn't hit, and now they
So
can
they don't
heavy
wanna pivot. They don't wanna do
push
the
from
same
this.
thing
And this is
twice.
what 100 Thieves were
Trips
doing
here.
against
Klaus close by. Davies don't fall
NRG
off
maybe
either.
a lot, and it worked out pretty well.
I mean, they're just decayed, right? You try to funnel your way out, and you've got the Viper wall, you're taking damage.
Waiting for these trips. There's a kill trip. Oh,
Oh,
Imagine it.
that would have been disgusting.
yeah, that would have been really sick. We've been robbed. Either way, 4v4 here, the pit down. And the spike planted. Marv does
This is a great Viper ult.
Showstopper doesn't get very much.
They're playing for mollies right
What?
now, and Marv's Brimble.
Just straight up through the wall here.
Picada's delaying so long with his pit.
There's Molly.
Yeah, this
nobody's
round's
on
done.
site right now. And they might not even clear Picada.
Davies almost snuck up on him there.
There's no chance in this round anymore.
No.
What
Yeah,
a
you
1-2
take
combo.
it, but
Might want to tap this and get the ult out of them though.
there's just not enough time here.
Yeah, there we go.
Hey,
Nicely
well
done.
done by Crew to draw out the orbital strike.
Standing. One enemy
He
remaining.
walked back into it. Oh
Oh my god, okay. Just fed him at the end there.
no. It's starting to get ugly in some of these instances.
Yeah.
That was nice though. And this is becoming a little bit more common where we're seeing full B heads just from hookah because a lot of people are putting
This time Ashadi
heavy
has a pit of his own.
control over towards long. Again, it's a little bit more important with this
We haven't
TP
really
being
seen
here, and
him
also
use it
a lot of
proactively.
teams,
Not seen him
if
use it
they
right off
if
the
this
bat,
flash
seen his
doesn't
barriers
hit,
down.
they will stack 3 people over towards here. So the whole
see if
premise
that's
around
this
it
time.
is this flash is going to hit no one,
Meanwhile,
but then we're
Crew
getting
feeling
out of this
some of the
choke point
pressure
and
from
we're kind of
Sentinels
just
done in showers. This time they're
sending it
investing
out with
two there.
multiple
Hey,
people.
both
So
Melzer
I
and
like
Kesnet.
it. It was working okay
And they stemmed
for 100
out to
Thieves
get
for a
ahead
little
of
bit.
that flash
And
that Sentinels might have
yeah, it's
thrown.
interesting that we're seeing it here as well.
And to get ahead
We
of
didn't
Mollies,
really
too, that
see
come
much of that
instance.
back in the old
But it's the long B control
bind.
instead.
But it's
Flash on
actually
the
getting a
cross.
bit of success at the moment.
Boombot to clear, and I think they want to avoid Hookah given what that holdup. I mean, they won the round, but that could have been really bad. They were so slow to jump out. I think worried about the
Oh, this is nice double TP,
Trips
but they
as
leave
well.
tens here. I like it.
flip on the map right now. So much room to pivot. They've left tens as well.
The
Yeah, that's why it's good
pushes
bacon.
up further into the site, while Pancada's left to deal
They
with
were
the
doing it
difficult
with one dive
form.
comp. It does work with a
Rotate
one
off,
dive
right?
comp
They've
if they're
left
playing
tens
like
there.
this.
That Trailblazer's good
There's two
spot.
people on, I think it's
Is
fine.
that drawing of the rotates? Yes, it is.
Oh my gosh, Ashetti making a massive play down the pit.
You're still gonna have to get past all these trips. I mean, look at him. The first one down. But again, the wall that we talked about.
3 people here should be a stronghold for crew. Let's see what it's like.
Davies, what a rat. Anyone dare try to funnel. Anyone dare
Don't
try to
like
waterfall, and it's right into his crosshair.
That too much.
Traded back though.
3v2, Spike's still not planted.
What the hell?
That's a good one. He's gonna look for another.
Oh my god, what the hell?
He's got a 1v1. Dashing away. 66 HP.
2 bullets.
Short. Health. Low.
Oh
And
boy,
Ashetti gets the
almost.
clutch.
1v1.
It's a nice try.
Hit 2 1-taps on your team.
He has such a weird aim
My
style
goodness.
sometimes. It's kind of nuts.
Crew's making
Bit of
this
a
game
devastating
again.
round for Sentinels to
they are.
lose though. Just started getting a win and then they go back to a 1-9 loss bonus on
It's
this
a
one.
much different situation. I know the scoreline ended up the same because the Sentinels coming out and winning those first 2 rounds of the half. But Lotus was 6-6. This first half was 8-4. Sentinels are going to spend their last time out. Remember, they used one off the back of Crew's last as well. Just waiting for the opportunity to swing, especially based off some sound cue out of 10s, who has to jump up and get that spike. Davies did such a good job locking down Hookah when they were pivoting, and Sentinels looked like they were trying to go for like around
Chat,
the world
if you really
straps.
want it, I'll replay it. If someone links it again.
Plenty of signs in the crowd today. Valorant over mom on Mother's Day? Really?
Chat flashbang 3,
I'm
2,
disappointed. Who
1.
was
Got to be
that?
fast
Look
with
at
this.
you, you're here. Got you, bro.
0-5, of course.
We're all here, man.
Jesus, that one's nuts, isn't it? What is
4
that?
of the last 5 going in favor
While
of Crew to
running,
keep
that's
it competitive.
madness.
I love what I just heard in the crowd. Somebody just said, I don't know, I love my mom.
Again, 4 of the last 5 in favor of Crew. They're keeping it competitive. They're keeping it close. The buy for Sentinels is ugly.
Tensaz is ult though, and they're going kind of fast with it.
Second dashing forward. They've gotten past the nades. They've gotten a kill onto Kesnet. And they funneled him out of U-Haul. I thought
God, I
he was going to
get that.
onto Ashetti. Rounds are so difficult to deal with. You've got shorties, you've got blades, you've got classics.
It's happening.
It's closer than it should be. It's way closer than it should be. He has 12 HP here.
33 and 12
He
HP.
is, given
Player
what's
standing.
gone off with the ult. Not able to connect on the shots.
Some of
Crew
this-
handled the chaos well. And
Some
get
of
to
these
9.
rounds are real close. Okay,
That was a
11-9.
big opportunity there. for
Sentinels
They had
should be
low
very
weapons
happy
and
with
they
how
made
much
it
damage
really
they did this
chaotic.
round.
Those were the
3
scrappy
rebuys
rounds
and 2
that you're
armor
looking for
rebuys.
to close
Very
out
nice
this
damage.
game.
Okay.
They just need, in my mind,
I think now because of that
one
damage,
of
actually we
these
get a swing
non-oath
rounds.
to end up converting this game. Out of the last
Wait,
3
where are we
rounds,
going
you're
in
gonna
terms
get
of the
one
buy?
those
Well,
oath
we'll do
rounds.
these because these are out here.
So those are key win factors right now.
They would get
Try to convert on
1-9.
some of
Okay,
those
yeah.
early control
So
that
yeah,
you're
all the
getting.
Sentinels
If you
can't
can
buy
win one
next,
of those,
and we have 2
then you
crew.
just have to rely on. I mean, remember that Viper's Pit with the Brim ult combination was so devastating for Crew to get through. Meanwhile, Crew on their side too. These anchors are doing so well for them. And I think early in the half, you saw them rotating off and taking gambles. They don't need to do that.
Flash hits over
You can
towards
tell
long.
Davies, Klaus,
That
everybody
pulls the
really
rotate. It's
committing
coming in.
to the anchors, and they're getting 2Ks almost every time.
Yeah, they're
Nice
locked in.
cam. They've decided to
It's
mix
such
up
a
the
part of their
cam.
success to get up until this
Getting
point.
full info.
Got 4 down long. Pancada waiting to see if anyone's
Extra
going to be
info
flanking
again.
around.
Dog goes in.
The
Doesn't break the
Trailblazer
trip.
went under the trip. They didn't clear it. They're trying to spam it out as well, and they haven't been able to. That's a problem. Yeah, it is. Seconds dead off of that.
Spike down B.
Crew once again able to keep things back.
Ooh.
They saw him.
Oh.
They saw him. Ten's noting his position, and they got a 2v1.
Ten's
There's no flank coming in.
kind of won
Shetty's
this
coming
one.
in from spawn. Plant gonna go down for Marv, and he's gonna have that Brim ult now. Pankata's falling back to guard, and can Marv get there too? Oh my goodness.
Damn, nice round. 10's mouth. 10's got the majority of the most important kills there. Really good from him.
And you're basically able to lock this up. They get theirs, and they have the orbital strike carrying
Okay,
into this
3
potentially last
chances to close this one out and keep the believers believing.
Crew is
Pretty
also
much.
gonna have a light by too,
Because they have to get the 2-0.
and they have 3 rounds of buffer. From what I'm seeing right now, if I'm Senseless, I would have loved to have this last time out that they don't have available to them right now, because I want to actually wait for another ult cycle from Saci, from Zekin, for maybe Pankata to close out. But Mars actually looked like he wanted to use his orbital strike early in this round, and maybe got called off.
They at least doesn't hit anyone, so they know there's no one dueling them.
Very similar look to what we saw in the previous round.
Tenz is
Nice damage.
I mean, he's going for those
The
one
buy
times.
is really
It's like
bad
he's in flow
from
state.
Crew. They just have no money after losing that one. They got 2 big ults though.
Marv
Marv has a big ult if he wants to ult on top of this.
Good clearance here.
Seconds going in, they both fill into that space. Do they scale into elbow?
Can they clear Davies too? Do they know he's there?
There's orbital strike. Second repositioning. You hear the ult used as well by Kesney.
Both ults go in and they only get a trade out of it. They have no idea.
Chaos, you're right. They never.
Oh my.
He gets 3 and now an
Sassy
upgraded
30
weapon.
HP,
And where did that molly
1v2.
come
No
from,
plant
too?
down. A
Perfect.
muted house. Thank you so much, mate.
Out of
Muted
the
house.
players From Crew.
They
Thank
have
you.
no idea.
Gifting
Look at
Rachy
Kesney.
_
He's
Lou.
going all the way back A.
Welcome,
Not
welcome.
understanding that Sassy's behind
Muted
him
house.
with the
Appreciate that.
spike.
Thank you for doing the gifted.
They're just guessing at this point. And yeah, you're allotted the benefit of that, given the fact that you have teleporters.
That camera is so close to spotting the crosshair from Saci.
30 seconds left.
30 seconds. He's gonna go for a 1v2 to close out the map
30 HP.
and the series.
Cleared.
Kezin's gonna go through the TP. They're double approaching through hookah, but
Oh,
Saci is
goes-
not aware of where Davies repositioned. He hears them both now, though.
That's a big one. Not able to land. Davies with 4 on the round. His Crew get another.
Felt like there was a possibility there.
Man, this is now 2
Okay,
maps where it
3
feels
chances
like Crew are
down
in a
to
position
2.
Where they're just gonna fold. Where they're just
In
gonna
terms
roll
of their
over and they just show
money-
so much grit.
Yeah, not great.
Unfortunately, it's
I mean,
that
yeah,
same
really not
situation
great.
that
It's
they've
1-9,
been in
right?
over and over
Yeah, it has
and
to be.
over,
Yeah.
trying to hang on to series
All year.
rather than being in control of them. And they're still 1 round away from going winless into the last week.
Oh, the buy for
Yeah,
Sentinels
real
isn't
low
great,
buy.
is it?
They
it's
have
not,
a chance to stack a lot of
Marv,
ults
Zek can have those
if they
ults.
wanted to, right? They could literally
we're
just
looking
low
at a
buy
final
this,
round
have
that
this
is gonna be
ult, this
super,
ult, and
super
this ult.
explosive,
All they
especially
really
if
need
they
to
can
do is
keep a
get an
focus
orb
on
into this
Pankata
round,
getting
and
at
then they're
least
going to
one
have
orb
3
here.
ults online because you're going to have a death no matter what. So could approach it like that, we'll see.
It's a deep orb. You hear them. There it is, the utility going up.
Uh-oh.
Ashley's gonna want to peek around
Oh
it.
god, he peeks like that with the gun. Okay, that goes into the wrong hands. They do have the ults if they feel like they get a good opportunity to kind of snowball into this one. TP goes in as well. There's 2 people late. Haven't had a chance to get a spike down yet.
Benefit of having
Kind
two
of just
controllers
cuts
is you can
down to
afford
it.
something like that, but Meltzer's about to get pushed
That's
out
a good
that
amount of
angle.
info.
It's a bite right out of his cheeks.
You got
And now
stunned, they
he's
know.
dead. You gotta be careful of that shot.
Oh god, but it's so
And it was. Is that gonna
And they're
overheat?
putting the
It's a
ults into it, which
little
means
bit.
you're going to have breach ult.
With the 2 kills, they're
Oh,
going
that
for
was
this.
nice on the back of the
They only have
Seekers.
one left.
Just
They only
spamming
have
where it
one
went to.
Phantom. Did they gamble a little too much?
Brimalt still here, so they want to kind of tap the spike
for a
as early as
second there.
possible.
I mean, this Cypher will give so much information. Pankata has a molly. One might be out already.
There it is.
They
Second
have
one
a
out
lot
too.
of delay.
Marv
They have the
still has
Brimalt as well.
There it is.
They combined a vulnerable that.
He's not in a
That's
position.
early.
He's not in a position to help. He's just got a shorty.
Remaining.
Okay, no more mollies.
My gosh.
Oh.
Can he do it like this? First match.
Last bullet, 1v3. 1 HP as well. No way. That's insane.